stick around, for it's time for part 2 of my 1,000 subscriber Q&A. Part 1 has been up for around 2 weeks now, so you guys have had plenty of time to ask all your questions for this Q&A, so let's just go ahead and start. First question I will be answering in this Q&A is from Lego Lars. They had one question. Their question was, what was your first Lego set? If you don't remember exactly, then what was the first you really liked? Well, my first Lego set was actually a Lego system set called Launch Command. It was set number 6544 and was actually released in 1995. Now, I actually did not get it in 1995 because I actually got it from my grandparents when I was very, very young. And so I don't know exactly how they got it. I didn't end up asking them or anything. But that set, since I got it so young, whenever I was so young, it didn't really kickstart that desire for me to collect Lego. But my first Lego set that I really started my desire to collect was the Lego Space Police set, Freeze Ray Frenzy, which has these two builds right here. You got a police and Kranix on the side. I did a Tossback Tuesday review on that, so if you guys are interested in learning more about this set, you guys can go check that out. I don't actually remember how I got this set, but I assume I got it from a present from someone, and this did just lead into all my collecting of these Space Police sets, which later ended up just making me a big Lego fan. So, yeah, but this does actually lead into my second question, so do that right now. That question was from Creeper Man Rules. He also had one comment and had one question in that comment. He said, how long have I been collecting Lego? Or at least he asked, how long have I been collecting Lego? Well, although I got my first set much earlier, as you may assume, Space Police started my interest in collecting Lego, and that was in around 2009-ish, so about 6 years. So over in that 6 years, I've gotten many, many, many Lego sets. I've probably got way too many, but you know, it's kind of just what happens. I mean, I love the fact that you can take apart the sets, though, and use them for whatever you guys would like. But, so yeah, that pretty much answers that question. Pretty straightforward, but you can see I put all these Space Police guys that I ended up collecting whenever I was younger in 2009, 2010, that sort of thing. So, yeah. The question I was asked was from Mockman1970. He asked what my favorite Lego theme is. So I'm very happy to answer, Mockman, your question. To give you even more info, I actually started out loving Space Police, as you guys know, when I was younger. No City or Star Wars. I never really got into any of those themes. When Space Police ended, I actually picked up my interest in Ninjago when I was introduced by it by a friend who actually gave me the Spinjitzu starter set with the spinners. So that was very cool. I thought the spinner game was amazing. I had great fun with it. Ninjago actually stayed my favorite theme for basically until now. And for a very long time, Ninjago is still definitely my favorite, but I can definitely tell you that these Mixels that they are creating are just really coming in. I mean, they are so creative. I mean, it's just very, very cool. I mean, but Lego Mixels are just a close second. I love the creativity in them. But thanks for asking that question, Mockman. Very happy to answer it. So yeah, basically just Space Police, then Ninjago. Still a big Ninjago fan. Jay being my favorite ninja of the 4 or 5, I guess, if you count Lloyd in there. And of course, favorite character obviously being Spitta. But there'll be a question later on in this video for that. Now, next is a question from Magnifo, the Wistastics leader. He asks, who is your favorite Mixel? Well, I assume you mean in all the Mixels that ever came out, so in that, my favorite Mixel is Volectro, right here in the middle, as you guys can see, from Series 1. Although he does not have a whole bunch of details and play features compared to the other ones, or in the newer ones, he has a nice bush piece on here with a yellow-orange color that is super cool for his hair. Now, Volectro also means a lot to my channel. This is mostly why he is my favorite Mixel, rather than, as you can see here on the sides, I have some other ones like Craw and Glomp and everyone like that. But Anyways, he means a lot to my channel since my first video was actually a review of him. So if you guys checked out that video, I know on my first anniversary video I mentioned that. But yeah, that was my first video on this channel, so he means a lot, and that is why he is my favorite Mixel. Next question I was asked was very different. It is from Tanner Smith. Now, he asks, if I were to suggest LEGO of a new theme like Adventure Time or regular show, what would it be? Now, this question is very interesting, honestly. It gets your creative mind flowing, or at least mine. I don't know if I would suggest this, but I can see Mario and Luigi in Lego sets about the games that they're in, because of how many games they are in. It's kind of ridiculous, and of how popular they are. I mean, if Lego can get a deal with Nintendo, that would be huge. But just like the Minecraft sets, they're very popular, and Mario and Luigi are in a variety of games that would make great sets, such as Mini Super Mario Brothers World or go-karts from Mario Kart. There are just a lot of different opportunities for nice sets, or maybe even broader. Lego could just license a deal with Nintendo and produce a variety of sets with a variety of Nintendo games. That's just my idea. Make sure you guys can comment what your guys' suggestion would be down in the comments if you guys would like. But yeah, that's what I'd suggest. I think it would actually be very cool if they could get some sets like that. It would look very nice. And so that's my answer to that. Tanner actually asked another question too. Now this one is simpler, so I'll do it quickly and get to my point. Tanner said, "Are you looking forward to Lego Scooby-Doo sets?" And honestly, I really actually am. I really love the purple pieces that we'll be getting. I always like getting the purple pieces. I think they're very cool. Going to be awesome to see the packaging in stores this fall. I think it is very cool that Lego would think of having sets based off of Scooby-Doo. I mean, if you guys can post your opinions in the comments as well for this question, you can basically post all your opinions in the comments section for all these questions if you guys would like to. I personally am a very big fan of purple bricks. And even though Scooby-Doo is not really my favorite thing to watch and never really has, the sets might actually be worth getting. So I'm very excited to see these in stores. Tons of more questions coming. Stick around. Akindu asked, "What is your favorite minifigure, and which one would you consider your rarest?" Now, I do love the Spitta minifigure, of course, but more recently I have really liked some of the collectible minifigures, such as the Roman Commander and the Fencer. They are very cool minifigures. I honestly never got Mr. Gold because of how popular Lego is around where I live. That may sound like an excuse, but trust me guys, I went to a bunch of stores. I tried very hard. I really wanted Mr. Gold, but I really could not find him whatsoever where I live. So that was really disappointing. I don't really have many rare minifigures, but I guess my rarest would be Scalador and Acidicus, the two snake generals. From the really big Epic Dragon battle set. They're probably one of my rarest minifigures, just because you have to buy them with some like very high money here in the US that retailed for $120 to be exact. So that's pretty cool. Those would be my rarest, and then my favorite minifigures overall. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Next, I have two questions on which sets I'm going to review. The first is from the Brick Rookie. He says, "Will you review any Bionicle sets?" Well, I love the question. Unfortunately, Bionicle is not very interesting to me. To me, the storyline is very confusing, and although I know I can get it if I actually take the time to read up on it and, watch some of the short clips and stuff, I honestly have never been into any of the builds, though, with those big ball and socket pieces, and it's actually kind of expensive, in my opinion, for what you're getting in the set. I know they're making some of those, like, Star Wars buildable figures, and I won't be getting any of those as well. I'm just not a huge fan of those type of builds, so I'm not planning on doing it now, not at this time. Another question on which sets I'm going to review is from PD Films. He asks, "Do you plan on reviewing any Marvel or DC sets?" My answer is that to maybe. I never really got into superheroes or any of the DC/Marvel movies. I really don't know why, honestly, but I just really did not watch many of them whenever I was a kid. But there is a very good chance I will because of the very nice pieces some of those sets have. Hard to tell at this moment. I really do not know 100% if I will or not. Depends on what sets come out in the future and how much they're priced at is really going to be a big factor. Speaking of Marvel and DC, Pumpkin Bricks asks, do you like the Hulk Buster set? Yes, I do. The mech is very cool, nice build, and minifigures for the price. All I can really say about it, because that's pretty much all that you can say about it. The mech is very cool. I love all the playability features on that, and the price is pretty cool. Brianna Salisbury asked, how many Lego sets do you have? Well, me being a TFOL, or teen fan of Lego, I have around, yes, 97 Lego sets, ranging from $3.99 to $129.99. I try not to go over $130 because that's a lot of money. However, that number does not include any of my Speedor sets, collectible minifigures, and Ninjago spinners, in which, believe me, I have a lot of. All these 97 sets and the Speedor sets, collectible minifigures, and Ninjago spinners total roughly, I don't really know if I want to say this, roughly about $2,500, $2,500, if you guys would rather have me put it that way. In US dollars, yes, that is a lot. As you can see in the background here of the image, you can see some different minifigures and little sets resembling what type of sets I have. Yeah, that's a lot. Just remember, some of the sets I received as gifts, presents, and store sales. So just remember, I didn't necessarily spend all that money in 6 years, or at least the 6 years I collected. The first couple years I was very slow because I was younger and didn't have as much money to buy anything. But yeah, just keep that in mind, that some of them are gifts, presents for holidays, my birthday, other stuff like that, and sales that lower the price. And sometimes I can even find my best deal. I found something for 80% off, a Lego set for 80% off, so that was awesome. But yeah. Another Mixel question was asked. This time it was from Mixel Trainer. Now Mixel Trainer asked actually two questions about Mixels. The first one is, what is your least favorite Mixel and why? And the second one is, from each series, or 1 through 6, name your favorite tribe, or 1 per series. Now, first off, I would have to say that my least favorite Mixel is definitely Crater from the Cragster, Series 1. Over here on the left, you can see him right there. Personally, I think he's designed very poorly and looks very weird. He just did not, I don't even know, he didn't really look cool to me at all. The colors of the Cragster tribe, grays and gold, also does not make him look any better, like how it does to other Mixels, such as Glorp Corp. That green and light green makes him just that much better, as well as the Wiztastics being purple and that sort of stuff. So, have to say Crater is my least favorite, just because of the build. He just does not have that many cool features, and I think his hand, or that really big hand that he has, is just kind of messed up, so. Now, on to the second question of favorite tribe per series. I'd have to say that the Lectroids from Series 1 definitely take it. The Flexers from Series 2. The Wiztastics from Series 3. Glow Keys, definitely from Series 4. I mean, who wouldn't like a glow-in-the-dark Mixel? The Lixers from Series 5 definitely are there too. Really liking the really long tongues and everything, and how they're based off of that. Looks very cool. And the Munchos, last but not least, the Munchos from Series 6. Don't even ask me what my favorite out of those is. I don't even know. I picked those tribes because of the color, playability of each character, and of course how cool they looked. So overall, my favorite Mixel tribes, as well as my least favorite Mixel. These questions actually tie in very nicely with the next question asked by BoyCat2004 and Nate Dino. They both asked, which Nixle in Series 6 am I most excited to buy, or is my favorite? Well, like I said before, the Munchos are my favorite in Series 6, but it's very, very hard to pick one of them that is my favorite. After a long time of considering each, I actually came to a conclusion whenever I actually read this question, that my favorite is Waka Waka. Now, you can't just beat his uniqueness. He's very, very cool. I love his two faces and even his stomach. It looks very cool. And the other thing about the Munchos are the purple bricks. Anyways, always nice to have those. So I just put a purple brick right there. That's kind of all we have right now because, of course, Series 6 not out yet, but they will be soon. Very excited for that to come. Surprisingly, that question too also flows very nicely into the next question from Zebby Bricks, when I talked about those nice purple bricks from the Munchos. Now, Zebby actually asks, what is your favorite Lego brick color and why? Well, the question is very unique and I really like it. You may expect that I would say purple, but there is another very rare color of bricks that I like even more. The color is sand red. It's a little bit lighter than red with a bit of gray, but not as pink and extremely rare. Right here, I couldn't give you guys a sand red colored brick because I'm actually using it for a project I'm making right now, and I cannot take that out without kind of destroying the whole thing, so you just kind of have to picture it, just in between the pink and the red with a little bit of gray in there. Looks very cool. I own hardly any, but they are very cool. Just recently, I had noticed that Jang Bricks, you guys are probably all fans of his videos, had used that color for his nether display. It looks very, very amazing. More specifically, he used the sand red for netherrack, which is very clever. So overall, it's just very neat to me. Very, very rare, but love to have those colors. Looks very nice. Zebby Bricks also had a second question, which was this. What is your favorite Ninjago season? Well, it's actually pretty obvious, as you guys may guess from my channel logo. My favorite was by far the Serpentine series, which was Series 2. Great series, great minifigures, and great storyline. Luckily for me, I was able to get every Serpentine member, including all the generals and Pythor, and no, I didn't buy any off of eBay. Overall, wonderful, wonderful series. You can see right here I've got all the snakes all lined up, all 4 members, including the generals of each tribe, as well as Pythor sitting over there, and all the ninja in the back. But of course, can't forget the Green Ninja. And that is going to conclude this part of the answering segment of my Q&A. Sorry I did not answer all the questions, but do not worry, there will be a separate video going to be called Q&A Part 3, which will contain all the other questions. I'm getting to everybody's questions, so don't worry about that. If you did not see it in this video, see it in the next. I'm very sorry. I know there are many more questions, but these are the only ones I've had time to do. I hope you guys have enjoyed them anyways. Always nice to have a break anyway, so you guys are more focused and all that sort of stuff for the next video coming out in just a few days. I'm going to grind out all the questions and do all the editing real quick on them, and you'll see those in the next few days. So far, my summer has been very, 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 very busy. It's been absolutely ridiculous. So many things that I hadn't even planned on, so I'm very sorry about this. It's taken a little bit longer than expected, but I'll see you guys in just a few days for Part 3, or the second part of my answering segment. I wanted to get at least something out for you guys. See you guys in the next segment.